Greetings, football lovers across the African continent. We are back with yet another installment of the Yellow Corner. And for those who are watching for the first time, the Yellow Corner is a usual by Sundowns supporters where we preview all Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club matches. And this time we are bringing you the preview of the first leg of the second round, the preliminary rounds of the CAF Champions League as Mamelodi Sundowns from South Africa take on Burundian side Bumamuru FC in Tanzania on Friday afternoon at 1500 hours. Rabs, how's it?
I'm
good, man. I'm just cold. Homaruru. Yeah. I think I'm developing so flu morning. But apart from that, I'm good, man. We have had a 2 weeks break and to recharge our batteries. I hope we both fresh right now, ready to give it a go for a month because the next international window is exactly a month away. Not international window, international break. This is the part where you say something.
Okay, it's nice to be back. And one thing I'm happy about is that this international week gave our players enough time to recover. And I'm glad to see Peter Shalule training with the team. Thabiso Rapelang is also back. Lemdau Lena, he was injured, but he managed to play against Chiefs. So Lebo Bless Lena is back. So I think this international week, I think for us, we're able to get some of the guys who were injured and who were not part of the team before the international week.
That's true, eh? That's true. But there's something I saw on Sunday that really worried me. I was going to talk about this later on, but now that you've mentioned about injury, the players that you mentioned are seemingly back training. So that's a positive, but there's a minor, I'm not sure that it's a minor setback or what, because I saw Thabiso on Instagram on Saturday or Sunday wearing a knee brace, and you have to remember he pulled out of the national team squad and was replaced by Bonjana. So he was wearing a knee brace, which is a worry for me. The player of the season last season. Man. Hopefully, it's an old video or it's nothing serious. They're just taking precautions, but that worried me, And one thing that we need to highlight is that, guys, we are shooting very early. We never shoot this early, Rapela. We're shooting at 10 a.m. on Wednesday. This is all because of load shedding, because we're on stage 6, and this is the only gap that we could find. So we might miss a lot of things because we normally wait for the team to travel. We normally wait for the press conferences. When the team travels, we always pick up, okay, so-and-so has traveled, so-and-so hasn't traveled. So we're not sure who's traveling with the team. We're not sure if Thabiso will travel with the team. So please bear in mind when you watch this, maybe on Friday, we might be talking about things that we might have missed certain things, and you're thinking, why are these guys talking about one when two actually happened? So please keep that in mind. Perhaps before we start this preview, man, there's a huge congratulations that we need to send out, man, to someone who's helped, like many people who's helped this YouTube channel grow, someone who's played a role in helping take this channel from one step to the next in Pro Pilani, who was last week announced by Amazon as the new PRO, man. Like, great news, man. Great seeing people who do so much for the game being recognized. It's really great, and there's no one more deserving than Pro, man. I mean, everyone knows many years ago, every time people wrote Amazulu with the second A small, Pro would go at you, So, yeah, man, congratulations to Pro, man, from us, the Yellow Corner, man. He's played a huge role, man. Pro when we're not doing things the right way, he text me, would say, Bafo, do it like this, he'd always give advice. So, man, personally, I'm really, really happy for Pro, and I wish him nothing but success for Amazulu, man. And I definitely believe he will do a stellar job. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, and I think congratulations to him. I think what he got, I think he deserved it, and he has been working hard. He was also a very informative guy. He's also on interviews. So he's a person who understands the sport, and in our clubs, we need such people who have a good understanding of football and also who are capable of doing the job. So I think Bro is one of those guys who are capable and who's also excellent in his craft.
Definitely. All the best to Pro, man. Rabs, we are playing a Burundian side. Do you know Sundowns once had a player from Burundi? Who was it?
Abdul Razak Fiston.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Last season, we didn't lose a game in the Champions League. Funny enough, today actually marks a year since we last lost a game. We've gone 365 days without a defeat. So, yeah, still on that topic, congratulations to Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club, man. That's a mean feat, man. From the technical team to the players to the management and everyone involved with the day-to-day running of the club, man. Not forgetting the supporters, man, who are there through good and bad. Well, I don't even know why I'm saying bad, because it's been a great 365 days, man. So, yeah, huge congratulations, man, to the club, man. But going back to the CAF Champions League, like I said, we didn't lose a game in last year's campaign. Man. Are we learning anything in the Champions League with each and every passing year that we participate in it?
I think we do, but for me, it will be difficult to pick what are we learning, because we've been in the CAF Champions League for a while, and we normally exit in a stage C1. So I think what we should learn going forward maybe is to advance that stage that we normally get knocked out. But I think playing in the Champions League against top side, it gives you an advantage of figure more high, because of you are able to play those big matches, and you are competitive in those big matches. So I think playing the CAF Champions League helps us, because of when you play the PSL games, you are ready to face the big teams, and it prepares the team mentally to be fit. So I think those are one of the things that we learn from the CAF Champions League.
I fully agree with you, man. I fully agree with you. Yes, we'd love to win it, but not winning it doesn't mean we're not learning at the end of the day, man. I think the fact that we play against some of the biggest and the best teams in the continent helps us improve as a club. More so when it comes to a domestic level, like we play in some very hostile grounds, stadiums, we play in some terrible pitches, so it improves the coaching. Rona. I mean, the one thing that our coaches always mention is that at home you get away with certain things in terms of maybe when you don't punish the opponents, but when you go to continental football, it's not easy to get away with those things that you get away with. So I think it really helps a lot, man. This team that we play, yeah.
Also, we are able to gauge ourselves on how far are we from the top African teams, like how far are they compared to us, and what we need to do differently to get to their level.
True, man. Yeah. We are playing this team. They're a Burundian side, yet we won't be playing in Burundi. The game will be played in a neutral venue in Tanzania at the Azam Complex Stadium. I do not know the reason behind that, but yeah. Who does this suit up? The fact that we'll be playing in a neutral venue, because for now I think it works out perfectly for us. Sundowns. One, hostility when you play away, man. In a neutral venue, they won't have fans. Even if they do, they won't have the same number of fans and the atmosphere that they maybe have in their home matches, man. And from what I've seen on social media over the years, there are a lot of people in Tanzania who follow Mamelodi Sundowns, who love Mamelodi Sundowns and support Mamelodi Sundowns. So if there will be fans allowed, I think a majority of them will be cheering for our boys. So I think it's a huge plus for us for we play in Tanzania. And another thing, these guys play on an artificial pitch, and I checked that the pitch here as complex stadium, proper grass, not artificial. So I think it perfectly suits us. You?
Yeah, and I think it will work for us because of they won't have much fans like they normally does when they play in their home ground. And you spoke about the artificial pitch. Their home ground has the artificial turf, and they have to adjust into the new pitch. So I think it might work against them. And their stadium, I don't think it was up to the standard side CAF Champions League because of that stadium. The fans are too close to the pitch, man, and it is dangerous because of normally when
You don't
this,
say this EPL or because you look at Bournemouth, their stadium, their fans are literally like come ground. So why are you
but
saying
but
this?
but but in Fiela no bona motho a palametse hodima di-floodlights a shebelletse TV from more. So more Africa, it's dangerous, man. So it gets fully packed, and the amount of fans they exceed the capacity of the stadium. So sometimes it might be dangerous, and I think maybe the weather between Burundi and Tanzania is slightly different because of Burundi it is very hot and humid. So I think in Tanzania it will be slightly better, and hopefully the weather might work for us as well.
All right, good points. I do not know. I didn't check the Tabatadi weather, so I'm not even gonna comment the guts on. Yeah, they currently 12th in the Burundi Premier League. They've played less games, two less games than everyone. They've played two games. They've won one. They lost one game, and they haven't drawn any of their games. They've scored two goals. They conceded one, so their goal difference is one. They're currently on 3 points. And when you look at in the first round, preliminary rounds, they played a side from Gabon, CS Benji. They drew 1-1 away and then won 5-1 away. Yeah, it's it was difficult planning for this preview because there's really not much in terms of videos to go through when it comes to these guys, because some of their videos they date back as a year ago, and it's you can't look at how a team played a year ago and think where they'll play like that. I mean, someone who watched Sundowns play in May and watches Sundowns now, they are two different teams. So yeah, Libona, I'd like to believe it's not the same, So we don't have much info when it comes to these guys. I think got a second leg, we would have seen them if the game is live. I haven't seen anything about the game being live, so we'd have a more vivid picture as to what kind of a team they are. So, but excuse me, let's touch on a few things that we can expect in these matchups from both teams. You know, I will go first. These guys, they're fairly new, man. They're small. They're a young team. Let me not say small because I don't know in terms of support how it is back home, but they are a fairly new team. I think they were established in 2014. And when you look at their squad, it's mostly Burundian born players. They only have two players from foreign countries in Ouattara, who is from Ivory Coast, as well as Niyonzima from Rwanda. And from the little that I saw, I was able to watch the highlights, the game that they lost this season. They played some team, Tigre, no, something. Yeah, that team beat them 1-0. I was actually shocked and impressed at the same time at how both teams kept the ball. They didn't lose the ball easily. They knocked the ball around. They recycling. They are building up from the back, you know. But to be honest with you, I honestly judged these guys before I watched. I thought we were going to play teammates and fella, you know. But what I saw, the highlights in that 30 minutes in that game against Tigre Noe, I was shocked at how impressive both teams were, you know. So they take their time in their build up, they recycle the ball really, really well, you know. So yeah, that's some of the things that I picked up. And then with Sundowns, what I expect them, because we haven't played as a team like in a while, I expect to maybe play our best 11 in preparation for the next coming fixtures, which will be really, really difficult fixtures. And because I said these guys build up from the back and they are very, very slow in their build up, I would like to see maybe Sundowns press them really, really high and win the ball as high as possible and punish them. I also want to see Sundowns. I do not want to see Sundowns having a lot of possession, but nothing to show for it. I want to see Sundowns having a lot of possession, getting into the box entries, as well as a lot of chance creation. That's what I want to see from Sundowns. And lastly, I want us to win convincingly, man. I want us to end this tie. The first leg. Don't give them hope going into the second leg, because the second leg will be weekend 30, and the weekend after that is the MTN 8 final. Let me not jinx things, but yeah. From your side, Raps?
I think this team, I think it is a decent team. I think one thing that impressed me about them last season is that they scored 71 goals in the league. And from 71 goals, 46 came from their home games. That means they average 3.07 goals per game. So I think it is quite impressive. And you spoke about the game that they played in the prelims round against CSC Bench, where 6-2 on aggregate. So it shows that they're a team that doesn't struggle much to score goals. But in this game, they're up against a Sundowns, a team that is good defensive. So it will demand a lot from them, and I don't think they'll score those amount of goals that they normally score. Even in their previous league game that they lost, I think they were decent enough. I think you spoke about how they build up and how they have control of the ball and how they're able to link up build up with attack. So I think they're a decent team, but they'll be up against a good side that is good defensively and that likes to dominate the game. So I think it will require them to mark better, to cut the space better, and to close those passing lanes. So I think this game it will be a big test for them. But for Mamelodi Sundowns to in order to win this game, I think because of we don't know them very well, this team, I think we need to apply pressure from up front in order to determine whether they are resistant to the press or not, because of we need to test them to see whether building up from the back, is it something that they are used to, or they are just fluking it? So I think we need to apply the pressure. And in attack, I think we need to be more ruthless and more unselfish when we get to the final third. We need to share the ball better. We need to have good movement, and we need to show great anticipation on the final third in order to create better goal scoring opportunities and to score as many goals as we can. And you spoke about having possession and turning into that possession into advantage and creating goal scoring opportunities. I think we need to be more effective on ball possession. We need to move the ball faster. We need to make use of that space that will be available for us to create opportunities as well. And one thing that I've noticed about African goalkeepers is that they make those silly errors. So I think from outside the box, we need to test the goalkeeper and make those short attempts and see what we can get from them.
All right, Raps. Lineups, should I go first?
Yeah, I can go first.
I know I said we should play our best 11, but Ronwen didn't start any game, national teaming. So I don't know. Maybe the coach decided the international friendly more. He must give the other goalkeepers. But even so, I'll start Riyadh in this match. My back five would be Modau, Mvala, and AB. And then Cotier as well as Obas. I'll replace Debza with Obas because I think Debza might not be fit as I mentioned earlier. And then Alande, Mudiba, Mendieta, Ribeiro, and Shika. Yours?
I'll definitely start Peters. I think these are type of games where you need to play. There's less pressure, and you need to give him a fair chance as well. And in the back, I would have Modau, Kekana, Kotia, and I'll start Lebusa in this game. Then in midfield, I'll have for Tabs, I would start Zungu, have Alande, then White, I'd have Mayema, Nku, then up front, I'd have Mendieta, Ribeiro.
Okay. For some reason, I feel like your team in LD they 10 NFL. I don't know why, but I might have lost you somewhere. Score prediction?
I think we'll win 4-2.
Considering. Okay, that would be a great win, but I'm going for a 3-0. No, a 0-3 win for Mamelodi Sundowns. Perhaps before we wrap this up, man, this is the third time we're going to be talking about this guy, man. And get drama and every time we work. Apparently, apparently, and according to Sokala Duma, like I always say, everything that comes from Sokala Duma, you need to take with a pinch of salt. Apparently, Gaston went back to the coach or the technical team, made an apology, and asked to come back into the fold, the team. Do you think we should reintegrate him into the team again? And yeah, give him a chance to play. Nah, personally, as Thabiso Aizo Motlowo, I think not. I think Gaston can absolutely go do one for all I care. Gaston is those part, in a relationship, when you have a partner that you take good care of, and homonate relationship in the lovey-dovey, you buy each other gifts, you pay the bills really too and stuff like that. Ne? But every time there's someone, maybe a handsome guy, a baller, or for Onamajita, a more beautiful lady, he flirts with, So Gaston, every time he gets a chance, he flirts with that club and hadn't told his sharp for no, we must take him back. No, my fear is that say we integrate him back into the team, he plays so well. Between now and December, he's our best player. And then there's a club that comes January that flirts with him and is like, no, give out again. What do we do again? Do we fight? Do we panic now? Hey, he's been our best player. Should we sell him? If we don't, he's gonna sulk and stuff like that. Enough on enough. But when there's a ground that you he must go continue training there, Gaston. Ali one, like he's been doing. I'm sick and tired of Gaston Sirino, to be honest, man. Like I do not want him wearing jersey Sundowns going forward because I'm sick of and tired of his theatrics. Every time there's a club that flirts with him. No, he wants to go. He could have handled this situation much better. He could have told Coach Ulano, Coach, there's a team that has been talking to me. If they do send an offer and it's good for the club, if you consider it, I would be happy. If not, I'd still be happy to stay at the club. Not tell the club, no, I want to go. Offer. So, yeah. Your thoughts on Gaston Sirino? Should we integrate him back into the team?
Definitely no. I think Gaston has realized that Sundowns is doing well without him. And I think that thing Hamdully sharp. I think he thought without him, the team will struggle. And without him, the coaches will try to call him and feature him into the team. So he's trying to integrate with the team because of he doesn't have options. Like if he leaves Sundowns, where he will go. So he's trying to integrate. He's trying to apologize because of he wants to be back to the team because of Lena Wabonor. We thought Sundowns would play, guys. So his options are a little bit slim. So now for now, I think we should have released him long time ago, man. After that, Al Ali saga, what happened when they knocked us out, I think it was a sign for us to let him go because of his heart. I think it was no longer at Mamelodi Sundowns. And when you keep a player who doesn't want to be part of the team, I think sometimes the environment around the team or the atmosphere around the team might be sharp. So I think that time it was a sign for us to release him.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I hope this is the last time we talk about this guy, man. I'm sick and tired. Honestly, I'm sick and tired of his attitude. It stinks, man. And the thing is, Coach Pilani in that interview, Haile Mascape, he mentioned, though, this was ever since Alisson Townsend, that was the best preseason I born in Gaston. So you can imagine, the coach, the technical team are planning with him in mind, and then he drops a bombshell like that. More teaming. So yeah, we'll enjoy the other South Americans. Let him continue training Ali one. I the skills. I can say Chris Njoko ana molento. He must keep uploading those stories on Instagram and entertaining us.
The way you are venting, I'm starting to be
no, he's
the football
pissed me off, Gaston, the attitude he has. But yeah, that's in Masandawana. Let's talk about what do you call this? How far do you think we'll go in this year's Champions League? Modi commenting. Keep those comments coming. And yeah, thank you guys for the support. Please continue subscribing. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. Next time you see us will be on Monday when we preview probably the most anticipated match of the season as we travel to Escotini to take on Esgama Gebola, Orlando Pirates.
Favorite medium and team.
Oh, yeah, our home away from home at the Hlopokekana Stadium. But so, yeah, next time you see us will be on Monday when we bring you the preview, that match. Until then, Shap Masandawana, Shap Ndogish.
Shosho Masandawana, Shap Ezu.